I would call my customers to wake them up. I used to be their alarm, and
Oh, man.
sometimes.
This is Invisible Work. I'm Anjana Panna and I'm here with a brand new episode. This is the podcast that champions you, dear mama, for all the things you do, all the things that people see you doing, and the things that people just completely miss out. But all of that counts to make things happen, to make things just keep going. And that's because of you. I'm Anjana, like I said, and on the podcast today, I have with me someone who has upped my fitness goals just by researching her. I'm talking about Shwetambari Shetty, the fitness mom, the mom who made Zumba super cool and is coming here to set fire to all of your summer bikini body dreams. There is so much that I can tell you about Shwetambari, about how she inspired me after my struggles with a postpartum body. But the most important thing is that she is here to tell you her own story. Take it away, Shwetambari. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Anjana. This is so exciting. I'm actually doing something like this for the first time, this setup. And I'm actually so excited.
I am very excited to have you here. I feel like I followed your journey for so many years. We have interacted before, and we've spoken about, how to find ourselves after having a baby.
Yeah.
But before all of that, I want you to take us back to the absolute beginning. How did it start? I know that you weren't the fitness guru that you always seem to have been. You were a banker before you took this on, right?
Yeah.
So how did you start?
I don't think I can, when I look back, there was never this vision of being in the fitness industry at all, but I think sometimes you just take the opportunities that come your way. It's like you don't say no to anything, and then it leads you to something, and then over a period of time you find what works for you. But that's exactly my story, because I thought my dad is a banker, of course he's retired now, but I'm like, this is probably the direction for me, because I didn't enjoy studying too much. So compared to all my cousins and everyone in the family, I think my sister and I were the only ones who chose to do commerce and arts, and this I'm talking about more than 2-3 decades ago,
right?
So then it was like, oh my god, you're not doing biology and physics and chemistry. And anyway, long story short, we were I think being in the bank is the right thing to do, and I chose that, and I honestly loved it. But sometimes these happy accidents happen, and I think it was just one such happy accident where I happened to just leave banking to try something different, working at a health club. Didn't enjoy the job, but while I was there for the very, very short period of 7 months, I got introduced to Zumba fitness because this lady, Diane Cobb-Penisi, she was visiting from the United States, and then she only came to India with the intention of growing Zumba in India. And then she just came to my workspace, and she's like, I want to rent your space to actually do this course. And we said, okay. And then she's like, as a part of, renting a space, we also give that gym one complimentary training.
Right. Okay.
So, and then my gym, when I discussed this with the rest of the folks, they were like, you're the only dancer we have here, so you should probably go and do this course, because it may benefit us when you do it, and you probably can try it here. So I actually went in very reluctantly.
Right.
So you know what I mean? That was an opportunity. I wouldn't have taken it completely, but I reluctantly took it. And then that led me to where I am today.
Right.
So I did the course very reluctantly, but I ended the course. I think I really enjoyed just being there. And because it was one of the first course happening in India, we had people from all different cities of India, and we had people from Dubai or Sri Lanka or Maldives, the neighboring places,
right.
Thailand and etc. So it was very interesting to meet all these new folks, especially a lot of women of different age groups. And I was in my late 20s, 29 or something like that. So it was exciting to do something so different. But then when I finished it, I was like, okay, I went and got, I quit my job because I really wasn't enjoying being in that space. I loved the health space, but I maybe I didn't love the people I worked with. Cut to my banking was like 7 years. I loved the
Right.
people, I loved the job, I loved everything. So, but I anyway was getting married. So I was like, okay, let me just give myself like a 2-3 month break. But when I gave myself that break, it was like, okay, what do I do next? Most of us ask that question,
Yeah,
right, at
true.
some point in our lives. So I'm like, okay, then my husband's like, you did that course, you want to give it a shot. Because I actually, by the end of that course, I enjoyed what I was
Right.
trying. So then that's how it took off. Somebody gave me the opportunity to start a class at their studio because, again, Zumba Fitness was very new at that point.
Yeah.
And this, I'm talking about 2011. 2010, I did the course. And then 2011, I got my first break at a studio because this lady, Shubha, who ran and owned the studio for Pilates, said, we can do something fun with you. Bring in that fun element. Otherwise, Pilates sometimes can be just very, boring,
Yeah, sedate.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. And it took off. I had like one student in my first class, but it was just a joy. Like, she was so joyful at the end of the class. I felt so happy teaching that class, even if it was one person. I'm like, I need to go deeper into this.
Yeah.
And I think then there was no looking back. I was teaching multiple classes, multiple locations in Bangalore. Then cut to, I met somebody in Zumba who became my business partner. We opened our first gym in 2014 in Indranagar. It was like a group exercise gym, which was again very new in the country because a gym is always about machines, right?
Yes.
And you may have a few classes in a group format, but we said the whole space is going to only be about group workouts. So very different, very challenging.
And that really caught on
That
because
really caught
I
on.
think
Yeah.
Zumba by itself has such an infectious quality to
Yeah.
it. But what that concept that you guys brought about did was it made people feel like, workouts can be a fun social activity as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, hats off to the creator himself, right? It caught on like wildfire world over. Just that in India, as of today, I'm talking about like 10 years or more later, right? It's kind of died down because we also kind of reinvented the format through dance fitness because of cult and etc.
Correct.
So it's still there, but it is there in a slightly different form and name and etc. But it truly changed a lot of people's life. For coaches like us, for people like us who couldn't have ever thought of pursuing dance as a career, it made a big, big difference for us. And for people who never would want to work out ever, also made a big difference because once you see what workout can do for you mentally, emotionally, physically, you'll stick.
Yeah.
But that first step is always a problem. So I think Zumba and dance fitness did that for a lot of Indian women.
Yeah, I remember my first group class was actually a Zumba class because a friend decided to pull me and go. And I love dancing, so I felt like, this is, if nothing else, I'll get a few steps in. It was just so much fun, and the amount I felt like my body worked out was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
it's a full body workout.
It
It's
is
a good cardio.
and it really leaves you feeling elevated. And that, I think, is the power of any workout. It makes you feel so good. So how did you manage to then move from just being the queen of Zumba into, this icon for fitness across the country? Because you did graduate from that.
Yeah, I
right?
have,
Because it's very easy to get sort of stereotyped as the person who has that one skill.
100%.
How did you move on?
I'm glad you asked me that because I actually made Zumba a big part of my life. Like
Yes.
I lived, breathed everything just Zumba, and I'm happy I did because that's what also brought the best out of me. And my clients saw it and they stuck on to me for so long. But then once my partner and I opened the Tribe Fitness Club in 2014, I also did a lot more because I enjoyed myself because of excess cardio. And then I had to resort to weight training because I had to, become stronger if I had to keep dancing for the rest of my life. So that introduced me to a lot of weight training, and then that became an addiction. It kind of gave me this newfound confidence, which I don't know if I would have otherwise had in my life. Like, you know how to feel strong, despite being small or petite, and people telling you all your life, oh, you're just a BCom graduate, like making you feel small,
Yes.
being small, and then suddenly realizing that you actually are very strong. Because physically, when you are able to feel strong, that translates emotionally and mentally as well.
Yeah.
Right? And this is, for me, like the biggest win from making fitness an addiction or life is just that. Just feeling like no matter who I am and what background I've come from, I have a place.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think I would have ever felt that way, because I was always made to believe that yes, you have to study, then you graduate, you find a great job for yourself that makes you good money, but then you also of course have to marry, have to X number of babies, and life goes on. You may not have that space to create something for yourself. But I think for me, the fact that I am now an entrepreneur, I've been able to create something for myself, is because I was able to feel good in my mind and body. And the only reason I could feel good in my mind and body is because of exercise.
Right.
The one other time you feel supremely confident is when you've had few drinks and you've like lost all your inhibitions and everything, and then you feel like the queen.
Yeah.
And I think the other time is when you
Really
work out and you feel so strong that you can shut everybody up.
Yeah, because I think what you then did is you separated your stature and the idea of power, which is really cool.
Exactly. Because it's so many situations and incidents in my life reminded me. Like I remember, I know we're moving away from the main question, but
that's okay.
There was a point where I was sitting in a meeting. This was much later after the acquisition and etc. And that room had like IIT grads and people from Harvard and etc. working with one mission of health in India and stuff, right? And then I looked around and I'm like, oh my God, like how am I even in this room? A room full of absolute intelligent people, absolute nerds and so smart. And I think the only reason I'm here is because I pursued my passion like it's everything.
Right.
And I also feel confident in my own skin now, which I probably wouldn't have felt like, few years before.
Yeah.
But it all started because of the injury. I resorted to weight training, and then we in our own space, the tribe, we had CrossFit and a bunch of other things which I also had to do. If I had to talk about it to other people, I had to do it myself.
Yeah.
So that's how I got down to doing a lot of weight training. But I realized that I love dance, but I'm feeling great picking up this other formats of fitness. So then I started doing courses in that. Like it could be a Les Mills or it could be a kettlebell course. Then the Nike Training Club, strength course also was a separate one, which again, we had the opportunity of meeting the coaches from Nike from the US, and they were in Bombay and we got trained for it. So again, I come back to the opportunity. There were multiple opportunities that were thrown at me, and I grabbed them all. And I said, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then today I'm thankful, because if I had stuck to just Zumba, then I think I would not be here.
Yeah.
Because at one point, what also happened is after like 3 years of Tribe Fitness Club, when Tribe got acquired by Cult, and I became a big part of Cult and in its growth and etc. We tried to actually spread Zumba across the country through Cult, and that couldn't happen because Zumba decided that we should not be doing it for whatever reason, and they asked me to step down.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they said, we don't think what is happening is right, and we would want you to step down. And it just didn't make sense. But of course, there were certain political angles to it, which I won't get
Zumba,
into.
the authority that governs Zumba across the world, told you to step away from it.
Yeah. And this is me after doing Zumba for like 4 years and growing it in the country
as
and etc.
As the face of that particular.
And so it kind of shook the whole fraternity in the country, like the Zumba fraternity in the country. And they were like, how is this even happening? Like people tried like, doing petitions and this and that to like not let something so. But then there was a political angle to it, and that's not what we want to get into right now. But I'm glad things like that happen. Like it'll break you for a bit, But I think I had tried to fall back on one, in the sense, like, whatever I had learned otherwise. And at that point, I had a strong backing through Cult, because they were supporting, the acquisition had happened and I was already with them. And that's when we decided, because of the support from Cult, that we will create something of our own, which is almost similar. And that's why Cult Dance Fitness was born.
Correct. Oh, right.
Yeah, because I could have just sat and cried about it, or I could say, I could just like get up and say, I have so much learning in the last so many years, I have to put it to use.
Yeah.
And if I had only depended on Zumba, I would have been.
It's like pulling the rug off from under you.
Exactly.
That's
so
an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, it's a huge turn of events, and then we created this whole Cult Dance Fitness, and then of course we became really massive as Cult across the country,
yes.
right? So the last 8 years of working at Cult, then growing Cult, and dance fitness becoming such an integral part of every center, and it became one of the highest utilized format in the country.
Yeah.
Making people, like you said, they were happier, also losing weight, also feeling good,
Yeah.
all of that. It was a great way for people who just started fitness to start with.
Yeah.
So I think a lot has happened,
Yeah.
and it's amazing
Yeah.
to see how all of this has transpired to what it is today.
Yeah.
And even now, with whatever I've created in the last couple of years, again, very different from what I did 10 years ago.
Right.
But this is all a part of learning more than just
Yeah.
what you started with, and more than
Correct.
just what you're really good at.
Yeah. But then you aren't just the face of a few companies that promote fitness. You are an entrepreneur. You're a businesswoman, right? So how is it that you manage to use your passion to intentionally grow your business? Is there something you had to do differently? How did you have to rejig your brain to be
Yeah.
able to do that?
I think I'll give a lot of credit to my first business partner, Sudeep, who had it very smartly thought through.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, my husband, who supported me in kind of letting me believe that it's possible. I may not have a typical business acumen. I may not be financially, my understanding may not be solid. Like, I'm probably someone who will probably spend more than make,
Yeah, says the banker, though.
Yeah, I know.
Former banker.
That's because it is someone else's money, When it's your own money, you're like, you have set SOPs to
Yes.
to take care of other people's money, but you don't have SOPs for your own money.
That's so true.
Yeah. So then I'm like, but I think my ex-business partner Sudeep and my husband really helped me, and I've learned a lot just doing Tribe with them. But I think a great amount of learning came when I worked with Mukesh Bansal at CureFit. Just his approach, his vision for health and fitness in the country, and how he would always think what can be needed 5 years from now and start building it right now, and just his approach to marketing, everything. So I think those learnings are what I wanted to put when I said, let me try to become entrepreneur again, let me try to find something on my own. I think it was those learnings that came into play, and then over a period of time you figure all the financials and everything out, right? But for me the most challenging part was that because I'm a people's person, right? Like, I'm there for you if you need me, especially my members, right? I'm literally there for my members more than my own family. So no, that is true. Like, even they know it.
Right.
And because I'm like, if you've trusted me with your health and your fitness, and you've given me the money, then I need to ensure that you get the result that you need, you deserve. So I go all out, and I think that was my USP. So the moment you build a community, when you make people trust you,
Right.
with their health, with their life, with their money, and then the stickiness is there for a long time.
Right.
Like, I had the same members in Tribe for years, and then some of my Tribe members are even there with me now at Third Space.
Right.
Like, it's been over a decade, right?
Yeah.
But even at Third Space now, like post Cult, when I started my Third Space, we're third year running, and it's the same members.
Wow.
So our retention is extremely high, and I realized that for in the fitness business is supremely critical.
Yes.
Retention. Because today people are spoiled for choice. Over a decade ago when I had Tribe Fitness Club, there was no choice on 100 Feet Road. So we were, we stood out.
Yeah.
But today I have 25 other gyms on the same street.
Yes.
And all are good in its own way.
Yes.
Right? But if I have to still be profitable, then I have to be doing something different. And I know my forte is, building a community, being there for my people, ensuring they hit their goals. So I worked on my forte and I took assistance in the other areas, like, the setting up of the business, the financials and those kind of things. And I just doubled down on what I'm good at. Even when I had my standalone studio way before even Tribe, when I started, I would call my customers to wake them up. I used to be their alarm, and sometimes, because those days we didn't have Uber and all of that. I'm talking about 2011, right?
Yeah.
I would also, like, if they don't get autos in the morning, I would also pick them up if it's on my way. So these are things that nobody does.
No,
literally
I have
nobody.
never heard that from any trainer
And I know
ever.
now that nobody will be crazy enough to do stuff like that. Like one off here and there, yes.
Yeah.
But and it was the same thing. What I did in 2011, I even do today.
Wow.
I have a bunch of folks that work out with me at 5:30 a.m. I'm still waking them up.
Wow. I think you might be the trainer I need, because I can work out, but I cannot wake up.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think when you're really vested in your people, they will stick to you no matter what. And I think that's the hack for me in this industry.
Yes.
Accountability.
Right.
Right. And most of the gyms, if they are able to do it, they have their people. If they're not, then that's where, the learning is.
Let me ask you this. From the time you've started, let's say in 2011 to now, even then social media was a big thing. It wasn't as prevalent as it is now.
It wasn't.
But in a sense, you've always been the face of Zumba, even online, for all of these years. Now, how do you see that playing out in aiding your business further? Your social media presence, everything that you put out there, not just your videos and your content on fitness, but you as a personality. Shwetambari Shetty is a known figure.
Yeah.
How has that kind of changed the way you view this business, view fitness?
No, for me, I think there's a lot of pressure, honestly.
To look a certain way?
No,
Put
not
out
to
certain
look,
videos?
To like, if someone comes to my gym, they're expecting something different.
Okay, right.
They're expecting maybe things a few notches better. The experience to be better, the workouts to be better. And I've known that from the beginning, which is why my space looks different, very different from any gym in the country.
Right.
It doesn't look like a gym. You're walking into like high ceiling with tiles, like you would walk into a resort. Right. The color of the mat, you expect black like any gym, but my mats are like beige and brown.
Right.
The way I created that space itself was so different that nobody has ever thought of having light color mats in a gym. You know what I mean? Like where dumbbells are constantly dropped and barbells are dropped and you can have marks on it and stuff like that. So I think I always knew from the beginning that the expectation, if I recreate something now, will be very different from before. People know, there's empathy, sympathy, care, all of that is there, but I had to be different in terms of what I offer. Because of this whole credibility, this little reputation that I have built. And it's good because it basically makes you work harder because you have to be better.
Yeah.
Right? I want to be different from the 25 other gyms on 100 Feet Road.
Yeah.
Right? If not, there's no point in discussing the radius beyond that because nobody wants to travel anymore, right?
That's
so
true.
And if I have to be different, then everything should stand out. Yeah, so that's why my space, from the way it looks, the way it feels, the workouts, the experience, the care, the onboarding, the detailing, everything is different.
Right.
Everything is different.
From when you started?
Yeah, from when I started, 100%, because I've also learned over the years. my knowledge has evolved, but also compared to any other gym in Indranagar, very, very different.
Right.
What we do and how we do.
And
I had the highest participation at the gym level in High Rocks, like in India, I can say, because
wow,
we had 102 people participating from my gym.
Oh my
at
God!
High Rocks Bangalore.
And High Rocks Bangalore just concluded,
Just finished,
right?
yeah.
Like
yeah,
a weekend
yeah.
ago.
And more than that, it's like no gym in India has been able to do that so far.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, like, and people at High Rocks also know it, right? And I mean, it's not like we are tied up or we are an affiliate, nothing. It's just how strong our community is.
Yes.
That when they see, okay, Shwes told us that we should attempt, let's attempt.
Yeah.
Right?
And it goes to show that the patrons of your gym are truly motivated by fitness and want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is very cool.
Which is why I'm like, we need to be different. I mean,
Yeah.
we can. Sharks is the same as 10 other gyms on the street. It's okay.
Yeah.
But we have to set ourselves.
Do you feel like there's so many accounts online for short videos, 30-second abs, and 5 things to do to make your arms more slick? Do you think all of that dilutes what a lot of other gym trainers do, or someone like you does? Backed by experience, backed by knowledge. Do you think it dilutes it?
Social media, honestly, Anjana, I think when I started Tribe, or when I was even doing Zumba, right, when I started my career, I wish social media was so prevalent then, because then I would be at a different place with social media itself, right? Like, I'd be in a much better place. I also started social media much later, like Instagram. Now I'm a little there, not still there, but I'm there. But today, we're driving so much traffic from social media. We're driving so much confusion also from social media, because you're, like you said, the 5 minutes and the 30 seconds, nothing works until you're consistent.
That's the biggest takeaway with fitness, right?
Yeah, like I can see a great coach saying 5 great exercises. Yes, they will work if I do them consistently. They will not work if I do them one time by looking at her.
Yeah.
Right? She's not wrong in saying that these 5 exercises will work for your shoulders or arms, right? But it will not work if you do it 4 times and 5 times. It will work if you do it year-long, lifelong.
Yeah.
In the right proportion.
Yeah.
So I feel it's great. The current situation with social media, my personal experiences, I love it. Because it allows me to connect, and it allows people to, learn from whatever little I can give them. But it also is a little confusing because a lot of contradictions happen.
Yes.
Right.
And there's so much out there that, you cannot take at face value, but people don't seem to understand that.
Exactly. Yeah. And especially the ones who are beginners in the, who want to start their journey. They are the ones who are confused.
Yeah.
The ones who've been around training long enough, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Like the new mothers, right? The new moms have so much confusion on how to start.
Yes.
Because sometimes you have a lot of new moms just showing up there and, showing how their fat loss, weight loss was so quick, and it's not ever going to be the same for 2 people.
Yeah. If there's one thing I learned after my pregnancy, it was that, I can emulate someone, till the cows come calling, but it is not going to be the same look at the end of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the kind of, we need to leave messages that teaches people to really understand their own body, respect their own body, slow down and stuff. But I feel those are the cons.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because it can just...
Because also that's slow content. People have to actually engage with that kind of content. And
it is
with
slow.
the way that people scroll these days, that engagement is sometimes not meaningful enough to leave an impact, perhaps.
Yes.
Right. Speaking of the postpartum body and the postpartum mom, what was your pregnancy like as, someone who's been so heavily vested in fitness all their lives? And what was it like? How was your pregnancy? Was it easy? How did your body respond to it?
Honestly, very, very easy.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I got pregnant at 40. So everybody around me thought, this is going to be hard. We have to my family basically,
Right.
keep a watch on her,
Yeah.
you know. But I just felt like, except getting bigger,
Uh-huh.
there's nothing. Like, I didn't feel a thing.
Right.
I feel even now I can get pregnant even at 46.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you have fair amount of control, at least like 70% control over your health, over your mind and over your body, you will be able to make it smooth, you know.
Right.
My mom didn't even think I will conceive easily.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming her for thinking like that, because she's right. I mean,
Yes.
who in the right mind will try to have
Yeah.
a baby at 40? Although today a lot of us are.
Getting
Right?
pregnant
And
later. Yeah.
is that the right approach? Honestly, and my opinion, I
Uh-huh.
don't think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of things can go wrong. There can be a lot of complications. Just because it worked for me doesn't mean it can work for everybody.
Yeah.
So for me, the experience was very, very smooth.
Yeah.
I had
Which
no
is
issues.
wonderful.
My
because
conception was smooth. Like, again, a lot of women I talk to today in their mid 30s are going nuts trying to conceive, right? Because they also don't have patience. So I tell them that if it doesn't happen in 3-4 months of, attempting, you can't give up.
Yeah.
And you can't say that, oh, let me go to the doctor and figure other ways out.
Yeah.
Have you tried for like a whole year? Have you figured out everything else? Like your egg quality, your ovulation, your fertility, your partner's fertility. So many things to figure out.
Which is what a good gynac would also say.
Exactly. And that's what I did. I mean, even before even contemplating conception, I said, we both need to check our fertility levels. So
Yes.
he did his, I did mine. And then we were like, okay, everything is great. Now it's just about attempting, right?
Yeah.
Conception. And then literally, I think in 1.5 months of trying, I was pregnant.
That's lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is because you understand your body, you track everything,
Yeah.
and then it's possible. And then cut to pregnancy. My pregnancy was very, very smooth because I had 0 complications, fortunately.
Yeah.
No nausea, no nothing. Like, I just breezed through it. Like I said, except getting bigger, I
Right.
didn't feel a thing. I think my delivery was it wasn't complicated again because I had a abdominal delivery and not a vaginal delivery.
Okay.
But all the while, my gynac thought I will have a vaginal delivery because she's like, you're strong, you're able to do everything, you're working out, I
Yeah.
don't see a problem. But then when it came down to, the delivery time, my cervix was just refusing to dilate. And that can be an age-related thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Completely, because you just tighten up.
Yeah.
This is what a physio had told me. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's okay. It is what it is. And
Yes.
we're in peak COVID. So I'm not going to think of why and break my head over it.
Yeah.
As long as baby and I are fine, we're
Yeah.
fine. So then my delivery was very peaceful. My postpartum was very peaceful. Although it was just my husband and I managing the whole thing because COVID time.
Right. So your
Yeah,
daughter
so
is
no.
6 now?
Yeah, she's going to be 6 in July. Yeah,
Okay.
2020.
What was that experience like?
Again, like postpartum was, I would say, a little hard because it was just 2 of us. And when you have your first child, you don't know better.
Yeah.
So you're very confused.
Yeah.
You're learning on the job. You don't know if you're doing things right or wrong.
Yeah.
It was a little stressful in the sense it was 2 of us, and
Yes.
then my husband was supremely hands-on.
Right.
So for him, it's like, oh my God, how do I hold the baby? How do I do this? How do I feed?
Yeah.
So it was sweet. But then we got through it, and I think it was just peaceful. I can't remember a day that was just too difficult to deal with, And through my postpartum also, I did a lot of things. I did a bunch of shoots for online because we were stuck inside our homes, and we had to do this for I was with Cult, so I had to do this for Cult, where we shot a lot of online content, and even today people are consuming that content. So it makes me happy that all the hard work back then when I was 6 months postpartum, I put my body through some brutal stuff. Shooting in the hot sun in Mangalore and things like that.
Wow.
But it was smooth. I can't complain, honestly.
That's wonderful to
Yeah,
hear.
and then I took my own sweet time to bounce back. Like,
Yeah.
I had 10 kilos to lose. I took about a year
Right.
to lose those 10 kilos slowly and peacefully.
Yeah.
and people will turn around and say, oh, you know what, she's anyway a trainer. Yeah, I'm sure it's easy for her. It's not easy for anybody, and definitely not easy when you're 40.
Yeah.
Because your body is already perimenopausal in certain ways, right? You
Right.
don't just see it fully, and then hormones. So
It's
never
certainly
easy.
harder losing weight as you
Grow
get
older,
and
yeah.
harder gaining muscle, I feel, right?
Exactly. So I think the last 10 years leading up to my pregnancy and delivery, I've been weight training.
Yeah. Right.
That helped me so much. You know, my metabolism was better, everything, insulin resistance, all of those things. So I think my whole journey, and my only regret in life is not immediately having a second one. Knowing that the whole journey was so smooth,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's my biggest regret.
That's a regret I hold too, and yeah, can't believe I'm saying that out loud. But every time my son says, you know, I don't want to be the only child. Can we have another? I'm like, okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a hard. And I think for a lot of parents with that one child who took a bit more time than they should have, and then decided not to go back for the second, that
Yeah.
regret kind of stings.
Yeah.
So
And it'll
many
be there
years
with
later
us
as
for a
well, right? Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, my son is 7, and I feel like, oh man, that regret hasn't eased off.
No, I've also contemplated adoption actually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know if it's going to head in that direction, but we've discussed, both my husband and I are very open to
Adoption.
But I don't know if anyone will allow us to adopt at this age. So yeah,
Well, there's that.
That's a
And the process is a long one.
It's a long
You know, you
one,
have to
exactly.
be prepared for that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. For all the mums listening in who themselves have physically been through so much, you know, if it wasn't as easy as you just described.
exactly.
What's your number one piece of advice for those mums who are starting out all over again after having given birth?
I think you have to be patient. Because I talk to a lot of new moms, and it is hard, but they always want to do something a little too soon. Like you use the word, it's slow. Postpartum is slow, and it's
Yes.
meant to be slow.
Uh-huh.
And it's meant to be slow because healing is slow.
Yeah.
And you have physically, mentally, and emotionally gone through a lot in the last 9 months, plus the delivery, right?
Uh-huh.
So I just tell everyone, please take it slow. Because if you take the first year slow, easy, to like even come back to anything, come back to work, come back to your social life, come back to, you know, your fitness, everything should be approached slow. I think I was lucky to be in a COVID space during delivery because everything was slow.
It forced you to slow down.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have done it. I'm saying it now, I'm preaching it, but I don't know if I would have honestly practiced it. But I think it happened for the right reason. I had to slow down. I had to be inside the house. I had to be with the baby. I had no choice.
Yeah.
I couldn't have gone out, right? But I just think, like, I have people who I know postpartum in 1 month bouncing back at work.
Oh my God.
And my question is why? And the answer is FOMO.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, I want to be at work.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of all the
Yeah.
exciting
Because a
stuff
lot
that
of
there-
pregnancy also feels like you're missing out on a life, the life around you,
Exactly.
right? So probably,
Yeah. I'm like, so it's to each his own. I mean, I can't dictate or, you know, plan for someone else, but I would just say, at least postpartum, please take it slow. It is a process of healing, and it is not easy for a lot of them, right? Especially if you've had tougher pregnancies where you've been in bed rest and etc., then you need to come back even more slower. But the most important thing is you need to have a strong support system. And that can be one person, or that can be the whole village if you have a village. For me, it was one person and only one, and it was my husband. And if it wasn't for his support, I would not have even been able to get out and get a workout in. even that 30 minutes,
Yeah.
step out in my balcony
Yeah, yeah.
and do something for myself, that
Yeah.
wouldn't happen. He prioritized my workout over his.
Right.
So I think if you need to have one strong support system, that could be your mother, that could be your husband, because you can't expect all husbands to be available all the time,
Yes.
or all new fathers to be available
Yes.
all the time. It's not fair.
Yeah.
But slow down, have a strong support system, and you're sorted.
Right. Yeah, that's sound
Yeah.
advice. Yeah.
Because mentally, a lot of people are not in a great place postpartum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and PPD is such a big issue,
True.
which nobody
Very
talks
true.
about. And the only way you can identify these things is when you have a good support system who can see it.
Yeah. And it's
And
not
have
just, we always talk about postpartum depression, but it's also other things,
Yeah.
that could lead up to that,
Yeah.
or things that mimic that, like having anxiety, having just, that sense of feeling overwhelmed or
Yeah.
incompletion. That could then lead to so much more.
Overwhelmed, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why I tell a lot of, like, we have a lot of new moms come to the gym to work
Uh-huh.
out, because they were always with me during pregnancy. So
Right.
and that little community helps also.
Yes.
Like all of the moms who delivered around the same time. And now the moms are like meeting up with the kids, or
Yes.
even sharing. They have a little group. They share something
Yeah.
with each other. I think that community helps tremendously.
Tremendously. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have to see each other. It can be just a group, and there can be so much discussion, and you're just letting your frustration out.
Yeah. Yeah, you're creating a safe space for
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
with people who are going through similar
Absolutely.
experiences.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've noticed also that a lot of the new moms who come to the gym for that 45 minutes to an hour, sometimes with the baby, sometimes most often without the baby, they really leave feeling better.
Yeah.
Because it's that little time for your own self where
Yeah.
you don't have to focus on
You're forcing
anything.
that
Yeah.
time for yourself.
Yeah. You're forcing that time for yourself, and only to feel better.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like getting onto a program, online or offline, can really do good.
Yeah.
Because there is truth to, the endorphin release post a workout. And that
Yes.
endorphin release is going to, the happy hormones are true.
Yeah.
It'll make you feel good.
Puts you in a better headspace
Yeah,
as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. I mean, you were someone who, had your child at 40. So I'm guessing a lot of your friends by then had already had their children. What was it like? What was the community that you created for yourself? And was that, what has the last 5 years of being an older parent been like for you? Because I feel like
Yeah.
we're in a similar boat in that sense. So,
No, so I think I have friends from college and etc. Who have kids and who don't have kids.
okay.
And most of them who've had kids also had kids years ago. The kids
Right.
have grown up. And now I have friends who are mom friends.
Right.
Right? And those moms are obviously younger. I can say a good 6 to 10 years younger to me. But then as moms, you connect
Yeah.
because you're talking about the same stuff.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
same issue, the same happy stuff, all of that.
Yeah.
And in the same school.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I feel like the age part of it won't matter. And for me, honestly, Anjana, I don't even feel 46.
Yeah. You certainly
I
don't
feel
look
like
it.
I'm just 46, but my body and mind is that of like a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
I feel so strong, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel. I don't know what it would be to typically like feel 46. I don't know if it's like you.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what 46 is meant to feel like, or
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll feel the same way even when I'm 52 or 55 because
Right.
I always tell myself that, and I know, and my family knows that I'm only able to give unconditionally when I first take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm one of those people. I can't pour from an empty cup.
Oh wow.
I cannot, not even for my child.
Right.
Right? Like I know, I see my mum, she has forever, and I'm sure all our mothers are like that. They've only given and never taken anything, never done anything for themselves. And typically most women's story, right? A lot of us just give. But I'm like, I think I've been like this for a long time. Maybe I've not seen that side of myself, but now I do more ever since I've had my child. I'm like, I'll first take care of myself, and then when I feel great, I will be able to do everything without complaining and happily for the rest of them. Yeah, which is why I'm like, my workout will prioritize, because if I don't work out, I'm not a happy person. And if I do, then I can give unconditionally.
Right.
And my family and everyone else who know me well enough do that. So I'm like, I tell people that. I said, don't pour from an empty cup, because it's just going to keep taking you down and down and down until you just...
completely depleted.
Yeah, depleted, correct.
Yeah. So how do you structure your day, like as a businesswoman, as a mum, as a coach who, holds that space of accountability for so many other people?
Yeah.
How do you actually structure your day? Give us a real day in the life of Shwetambari Shetty.
Yeah, my day is long. And okay, so what I do is, as of today, because I'm training for the World Championship in June, I train twice.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's just one training in the morning. So I show up at the gym between 5 and 5:15 a.m.
Wow.
Because that's the only way, if you want to get a little bit of quiet in your life, for me, that is my only time. Because after that, the madness begins.
Yeah.
So I go to my third space between 5:15 and I start my workout. I get done by like 6:30, so about an hour, or sometimes 6:45. And then 6:30 onwards, the crowd starts coming in, people start coming in for their classes, the coaches, everybody come in. So there's like a lot of noise and noise and noise.
Yeah.
So from 6:30 a.m. until about 11 a.m., we're all coaching. Back to back. I'm talking to clients or coaching or talking to someone new or talking to someone old about their goals. It's non-stop interaction with people.
Yeah.
People who have come for their fitness, and so it's all about them.
Right.
Then 11 onwards, like we have a bunch of things that happen. Either it'll be a team meeting, or it'll be a pre-planned meeting, or a podcast session that I do, or shoots that I sign up for and stuff like that. So 11 up until like 4 p.m. is just this, all admin work, work that happens back end.
Yeah.
And then right now I do my second session of training, which happens around 4:30 to 5:30 sort of a thing, or max 6 o'clock. Otherwise I'm still at the gym finishing work until 5:30, 6 p.m.
Right.
So then 6 p.m. is when I get home.
Yeah.
And then it is time to like that 1 or 2 hours with your daughter.
Yeah.
But in between that also you have people, your clients messaging you and things like that, you respond. So between 6 and 7:30, it's Yona time, playing, reading, eating dinner, and etc. And then by 8:30, I've prepared for my next day and start to wind down. And by 9:15, I'm in bed.
Right. Yeah.
And then repeat.
Wow.
Exact same.
Right.
Right? Like today was the same. I mean, I started my day at 5, finished my workout, finished some classes, did that puja that I told you about, and then I'm here. Now I'll go back. I have a meeting with my online partner.
Okay.
Then I finish the meeting, and then I come back for my next workout.
And what is this?
12 hours. My work schedule is 12 hours Monday to Friday.
My God.
5 a.m. to 5 p.m. default.
And how do you unwind on weekends?
I try to stay home as much as I can with my daughter, because that's the only time I get with her. Grab like breakfast together or meals together.
Yeah.
I work out, I watch some TV. Saturday is a little bit of work only, the first half, but Sunday I really try to be a couch potato.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to move. I don't want to talk to people.
Yes, because so much of your work, from what you've described, is actually talking to people, and that can be exhausting if you're doing it.
I come face to face and talk, say hi, how are you, at least to 100 people a day.
Oh my God.
So that's why sometimes you feel a little drained, because you're receiving and giving energy, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice. I actually like it. I'm not,
Of
complaining at all. but it is also draining.
Yes.
Maybe that's why I end up even getting a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
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 So it's easy.
And what are you training for? What is this world championship that you're training for?
I got qualified. So when my partner and I, Shweta,
Yeah.
the other Shweta,
Okay.
we did the Bombay High Rocks last year, and we won. We did the High Rocks Women's Pro, and we won, and we got qualified for the Worlds.
Wow.
It's nice. Yeah, this whole High Rocks, the concept and everything is very, like, it makes one feel like you can do something, achieve something, you know. So we're going to Sweden in June to compete in the World Championship.
And you're representing India?
Yeah, we're representing
Right.
India. It is, both of us are very nervous because the athletes out there are all beasts. Okay? And doesn't matter what age category they fall in. Even in our age category, they are relentless.
Wow.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Also, like genetics, the number of
Yeah.
years they've been in. You know how the Australians
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
all of
I'd
them
like
are,
to
the
take.
Kenyans,
I'd like to say
etc.
2 small Shwetas
Exactly.
representing India. Super proud of you already, guys.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's go have a lot of fun and do better from what we did in India.
Yeah.
Right? Like what we did in Bombay, we should do better than that, and that should be our goal.
I think you lace it. You've got my support for sure. I mean, just watching you, it's like amazing. So
So we're basically nervous already.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as May 1st happens, we'll be all the more nervous.
Yeah,
And we're training, doing our best.
I've always pondered this question in the last few years. As a mum, I wouldn't say I'm very fit or any of that, but I keep myself fairly active. And I don't know how to set that as a standard for the next generation, that you don't have to be athletic, but you have to be fit. You have to be motivated to just be active and strong.
Yeah.
How is that something that we can teach the next generation? How is it that we can, prep them and encourage our kids to actually reach out for that as they're getting older?
Yeah.
Not just through, I take you for tennis classes 5 times a week.
Absolutely not.
Or I'll make you swim 2 times a week. How is it that you can inculcate it in a way that's more natural to them?
Yeah, and I'll tell you just from my own example, right? Not from any book or anything. If you want your child to develop a habit, you have to do it yourself. Literally the only mantra. I'm not like exaggerating one bit. I'm not like, if you see my daughter, she sees both of us, the father and the mother, work out so much that she doesn't know a life without a workout.
Right.
And if she sees someone not working out, she'll be like, why do they not work out?
Right.
Right? It's a little tricky also because I think she's also created a certain image in her head of they have to look like this. I remember recently an uncle visited and he has a big belly. And he was like, why does he have that belly?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to answer.
Yeah, and it's like he asked him in his face types, so it was a little weird. But he understands because he's like, I know, just because your parents are fit and etc., don't expect everybody to look a certain way types.
Yeah.
But I don't blame her for asking that question because she doesn't know better.
Yeah.
She's only 5.5. But the thing is, she thinks it's very normal for her to wake up and see that her parents are not at home. Why? Because they are in the gym.
Right.
And it is mandatory for them to go and work out. She works out when she comes back home from school.
Wow.
Just saying this. So she does whatever school, she has her classes, and then before going to bed, she's like, let me finish my training, sort of a thing,
Okay.
So I think you don't have to do anything. All these classes, like you mentioned, it's stuff we do for our kids because they may want to pick something from there.
Yes.
And, they will pursue something.
Yes.
It could be anything. I've also tried my hand in taking off for kickboxing, taking off for gymnastics, taking off for swimming, taking off for rock climbing, climbing, and skating. She's dropped some, she's kept some, and we're like, okay, we're going to learn.
Yeah.
But the one thing that she does religiously is her workout.
Wow.
She's figured out her whole setup at home.
Wow, what does a 5-year-old's workout look like?
Oh my God, she's jumping all the time.
So sweet.
She's pulling, she's pushing, she's carrying her weights. She's got some bars at home.
So sweet.
So she has her whole routine, and she creates her own workout routine. Okay? And it's just, we've not taught her anything, Anjana. We've not taught her anything. Like, not even how to do a burpee.
Oh.
But she's done it. She's figured it out on her own. She's watched us. So I think the next generation, and I shouldn't say this only about my daughter, I'll also tell you about a lot of moms come to my gym, and a lot of them bring their kids along on days where the kids don't go to school or something like that.
Right.
And last evening, I'll show you a video. This mom brought her daughter because she came back from school and she had no other help. This child, while everyone else started working out, has gone and picked up her own mat, laid it out in one corner, and she's doing her own exercise.
Wow.
And she's also all of 5 or 6 years old. My point is, the next gen is sorted if they're seeing this as a routine in their family.
As a priority.
Exactly. Like eating right?
Yeah.
Yona will tell me what's unhealthy and what's healthy already. And she'll ask me questions as well. I'm not saying she does. She eats everything.
Yeah.
I've not stopped her from, I'm like, you eat a cake, no problem. Everything has in moderation.
Correct.
So she understands what is moderation already. She understands when she can overdo something, when it's a no. So everything you do, if she sees me eat like whatever oats and my protein and everything in the morning, she'll also want to kind of try and
emulate it in some way.
That's all. You have to teach your kids. And I feel like so much of this is what I learned from my parents. The reason why for me, working out is a norm also is because I've seen my dad work out from the age of 5.
Yeah.
He worked out because he had diabetes at 35, not
Ooh.
because he loved it.
Okay.
But for me, it was like, okay, he's doing yoga, let me go do yoga with him. He's going out for a jog or a run, let me also try going out with him.
Yeah.
So it became a norm that I see my dad wake up 4:30 every morning and go out for his workout.
Yeah. Yeah, it is something that kids should be able to model.
That's it.
Their ideas on,
That
right?
is it, yeah. You don't need to say anything to them.
Hmm.
And it'll become a habit.
Yeah, and that's the hope for sure, because at this point I see my son, he loves to read and he likes to write. He's very young, but he likes to sit and read. I do.
Exactly.
I do love to read.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I keep telling my husband's extremely athletic and very into sports, at least when he was very young.
Yeah.
So, but he's diametrically opposite from my husband, and my husband's like, I think he only picked up whatever you're doing, not
but
what
you
I
never
do.
know. He's only 7.
True.
Suddenly, even at 9, they can just change and pick a sport and absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of my friends' kids at she's now representing nationals in swimming at age 10. And
Wow.
she picked it up only 1.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
There is hope. Yes.
Yeah, suddenly. So if it's in your, for me also, it's my genes, right? It's not like I just suddenly just became this very high endurance and, high strength. It's there. My dad, I'm completely that gene,
Yeah.
So it is going to be there. It is about what choices
Sweet.
you have.
There is hope. My son wanted to know if there was a swimming championship on the best, the boy who could be the best dolphin in the water. So I don't know where that's headed, but we could try.
So cool. How cute. No, it's very easy with kids. If there's anyone you can mold, it's kids.
Kids, that's true.
Just like her school name is Papagoya, right? It's nothing. It means parrot.
Yeah, okay.
So they are parrots. No? They will just do and say what you do and say.
True. I better watch myself.
Yeah, so, because apparently when they asked her in school during her whatever session, what do you want to do? Who do you want to be like? And she said, I want to be like my mama, strong and fierce and brave.
Wow.
I'm like, do you even know what the meaning of fierce is? I didn't ask her, but then when the playmakers, the teachers told me this, I was shocked. So they see and learn so much.
True.
And we're not even, the intention is not even to teach them, right?
Yeah.
We're being ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good lesson in parenting and in, just modeling.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't know better.
Yeah.
I just have one child, and I think I'm hoping that I'm doing justice,
Yeah.
because a lot of the upbringing is done by my husband, by the way,
Oh,
because
right.
I'm hardly there.
Right. Is
He
your
does the
husband
pickup.
partnered with you
In the business?
In
No.
the business, no. Right.
no.
Okay.
He helps me with everything, but he's not like, we're not like business partners in any way.
Okay.
Yeah. He just allows me to do everything I need to do by taking care of everything behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Right? Like right from waking my daughter, showering her, feeding her, and dressing her up, taking her to school, picking her up from school,
Right.
taking her for all these extracurricular after, and this is with a startup himself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's his startup?
Meal subscription, healthy meal subscription.
yum.
The
Okay.
Kenko Life, yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Interesting. What do you think is there a dark side to being a fitness influencer? If there is, what is it?
Anjana, I'm not even a fitness influencer. Like, I mean, I like the fact that I'm able to influence people to pick up, a dumbbell or
Right.
like pick up fitness. That I'm very, very happy
But
about.
I mean,
But
with
I'm
your
like,
massive following online, you are a fitness influencer as well.
only. I'm not, okay, only.
Only.
Okay, I'm not an influencer, but yeah. For fitness, yes.
Yeah.
Fair,
Wouldn't you
okay,
say?
fair.
I mean, you are a well-known name and face. You are a brand that has created other brands. So you are a fitness influencer.
Yeah.
So
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
No,
Look at me
honestly,
selling it hard to you.
No, it's sometimes like you mentioned earlier. Do you have a pressure? Do you feel the pressure to look a certain way? I'm like, I've never felt the pressure to look a certain way, because I think I've always been lean and petite all my life.
Right.
Like whatever little weight I put on is maybe postpartum and things like that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you always want to present yourself as strong. You have to keep practicing what you preach. You can't just preach, although we have a lot of people who just preach
Yes.
also in the industry,
Yeah.
right? So I think for me, I just preach only what I practice,
Right.
And like, even if it is a collaboration with a brand, I do, because we've grown our numbers on Instagram, so we
Yeah.
might as well do some collaborations and make some money, right?
Yes.
So even the collaborations we do, I will use the product for like a while before I talk about it. So I think I'm that person who just talks from experience and from what I've done and used, more than just knowledge from the book. Because of course, book knowledge, we've all studied to be coaches and things like
Yeah.
that. But mine is purely out of experience, which is probably why I also have that trust from a lot of my
Yeah.
audience,
But do you feel that, in essence, the way you look is your visiting card? Do you find that
Yeah,
sometimes
people-
that is hard, just, keeping that going?
It is, because it is effort.
Yeah.
It's that daily showing up is needed, right?
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people who tell me that the first post you put in the morning literally pushes us out of bed. Because I wake up early, get my workout done early, so sometimes when people are waking up at 6:30, I've already posted saying I've got it done.
Yeah.
Right? So I have a lot of people saying, that pushes us to get out of
Yeah.
bed or get out of the couch, on even like when I'm feeling lazy,
Yeah.
to say, she's gotten it done, why should I not? So sometimes I feel the pressure when I don't put it up in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, what if there are like 10 people waiting for
Yeah.
that little motivation?
Yeah.
So yes, there is pressure, but I think it really depends on what you make out of it and how you
Right.
deal with it.
Right.
I like it. I like pushing people to
Yeah.
do their best.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that pressure.
That's really good to hear, because I feel like a lot of the times that's not the response you get
No, it's
from
stressful
people.
on social media
Yeah.
sometimes, because the expectations are always like high.
High.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's not been so bad for me, honestly.
Do you think it's an attitudal? Do you think it's your attitude or your perception?
Could be the attitude, because I'm generally quite calm about everything. I approach everything in a very calm manner. Like, I don't get too anxious, even if it's like a very difficult situation. My husband is more anxious person, but I'm not. I'm like, it's okay, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
You know, it's all a phase, whatever it is, however tough it is, it's still a phase. It can't be forever.
Yeah, true.
You know, like right now my mum is suffering from Parkinson's, and she's not doing good at all. And there's nothing much we can do with Parkinson's because it is a disease that's going to just keep deteriorating you. So a lot of people, you know, when they ask me the question itself, their face is like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of sympathy, empathy, all of that, right? But I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You need to understand the seriousness of the situation, and then you need to also understand if there is a solution, no solution, and then you need to move on.
Yeah.
You
Acceptance.
accept it. Yeah, acceptance. And then you're like, there's almost nothing I can do right now to make anything better for her.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Except that small things, maybe move her here with me, whatever. That could be my personal choice, not my choice actually.
Yeah.
But that's all. Am I going to sit down and keep feeling miserable about it? No, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when my dad had his cancer surgery and was in the hospital, I had committed to shoot X number of sessions for Cult Live, and I had to see it through, and I went ahead and shot. I'm like, it's okay, someone's there at the hospital to take care of him, and when I'm done, I'll go see him. And my dad doesn't expect anything different. So I feel like that attitude also is probably come from him.
Yeah.
Like I've learned it, but I'm very clear, wherever you have to show up and get things done, you show up and get things done.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't, you feel bad, but you can't keep mourning for a long time.
Yeah.
You have to get up and show up.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exemplary. Tell me, where do you see yourself going in the next 3 to 5 years? How do you think your business is going to grow? And what are the plans that you have, you know, to expand it?
Retirement, Anjana. I'm very clear. I wanted to retire at 40, but then I had a child at 40, so I'm like, no, I have to...
New birth.
Yeah, I have to. Now we have to earn more for the
Yeah,
child.
yeah,
Until
yeah.
now, it was just 2. No, I think I'm very... Honestly, this place, my third space, which I opened 2.5 years ago.
The brand itself is the third space.
Yeah,
right?
and it was,
My
I
third
really
space, yeah.
created it for my soul.
Uh-huh.
Right? It was my way of giving back to the community that supported me in this industry that I chose to be in over the last 15 years, and more for women, because I understand being in this 40s era, how difficult it is. So it's really to try and support and, you know, make women feel better and stronger. And I don't intend to expand this, although there are people willing to put in the money to expand. I'm like, I don't have the mind space to work like that, because I've already done that kind of work in the last many years, where I've just slog, work like crazy hours, traveled a lot, and I think I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like I was never cut out to work like this. I never felt like I'll be even capable of working like this. But
when
I
you
have.
say work like this, do you mean
Like
to be
really hard
an
work all
entrepreneur?
the time? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing things for yourself, if it's your own, no matter how much you love it, you still keep doing it.
You cannot
You never
switch
stop.
off.
Yeah. So I'm not going to fully stop. What I mean is, like, the offline I will not expand because it's too much. The online, though, the health edit that I was just telling you about, that is something, because it's online, you know, it's easy to access the masses around the country.
Yeah.
We want to do some work there, and, you know, like the niche programs, like this postpartum, which we just launched, something for menopause, something that is more meaningful and impactful, and not just another workout, because just another workout, there are hundreds of them on,
Yeah.
whether it's on YouTube or fantastic apps and etc.
Yeah.
So I'm very clear. I want to slow down also because I feel like I need to be there for my daughter a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had her at 40. I might as well just do everything I can to be with her, at least till she needs me, right? And I feel like now is the time. Till 5.5, I'm sure they're chilling, and
Yeah.
I think 6, 7 onwards, I feel like they will.
Yeah, there's so much more of their personality
Yeah.
that gets formulated.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I want to slow down a little bit. And
Wow.
then at around 50, I should be able to just do everything online and be completely...
Right. You know, I've spoken to quite a few moms who run their own businesses. This is the first time a mom is saying, "Yeah, I'm going to slow down now." That's interesting, because I think it shows, what the growth of a business also means, not just financially but emotionally.
Correct. Absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah. I think it's nice, when you're financially, you see it getting better and better and better. But my husband and I are also the kind of people where we are like, how much do you need to live a good life? Right? Okay, you can have a lot of money and do a lot of things, but this also allows us to do what we love.
Yes.
So it's okay. Why do you have to go crazy for another, and especially now when I see my mom, I'm like, the time that she's supposed to have a good life, she's in bed.
Yeah.
So you don't know what tomorrow holds for you. No matter how well you take care of yourself.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that we are at our age grappling with, right? Like aging parents.
Exactly.
Young children.
Yes. Because we chose to have kids slightly later now. So I'm like, I don't want to be where my mom and dad are, where they're not able to enjoy their money.
Yeah.
My dad's one wish was probably to go watch Wimbledon, and now I don't know if he can do it because he has to take care of my mom.
Yeah.
So I'm like, while we have the years, let's do something nice with it.
On it.
Yeah,
live that life.
Exactly. Spend time as a family, travel together.
Yeah, that's good advice. You've left me with many thoughts. Before we go, I want to ask you, do you have any recommendations? We like to ask moms for recommendations, books, something they saw that they really enjoyed, or a podcast they heard that they really enjoyed. Or, since you are Shwetambari Shetty, maybe you could give us, someone who inspires you in the fitness field, someone who you look to and you would recommend.
Oh, God. Okay. Recommend. Interesting. I don't even know. See, there is this lady who inspires me a lot. Her name is Macy. Okay, Macy Arya. She's very prominent on Instagram. There are a lot of good coaches out there, but she's also a mom.
Right.
And I just love her. She's got millions of following, but I love her approach to everything.
Right.
The way she raises her child, the way she makes fitness and everything also such an integral part of herself, and her coaching and everything. She's somebody, I think I always want to build like an online platform like hers.
Right.
And that's why she's very, very inspiring. And also as a person, the attitude and everything. So she's one person who I really look up to. But if I have to recommend anything to new moms, I would just say choose to move, choose fitness, choose to do strength training early on.
Yeah.
The benefits of it are just, I don't know, 10-fold, 20-fold, 100-folds.
Right.
Yeah. So I would say choose that, and I can recommend many programs apart from my own for that.
Yeah.
But it changed my life, and I feel like it should be able to change everybody else's life, all the women out there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will take that as your echo. And where can people find you?
Offline, my third space.
That's in Indiranagar.
Indiranagar, 100 Feet Road. I'm always there.
Okay.
Online, of course, I'm on Instagram as Shwe Shetty. But the Health Edit is what Rishabh and I are building. We have a podcast called The Health Edit.
Right.
But
also here on Spotify.
Yeah. But we have our program now launching. It's a web page, The Health Edit, and the new mom program is launched there. It's called Strong Mama.
Okay.
We've not officially put it out there, but it's there, and we're soon, like maybe another 5-6 days, we're going to open it out for public.
Lovely. So all can find all the details in the show notes below, so be sure to check that out. And Shwetambari has been very kind to us. She's offering all of you listeners 10% off on her latest program, which is a postpartum program for mums. It will be available at the Health Edit, which is a webpage. Again, the details are below, so you'll get a 10% off. And if you are in Bangalore, she is offering you a complimentary class at My Third Space, which is in Indiranagar. Again, details are available in the show notes and on invisiblework.mom. Shwetambari, thank you so much. It has been so wonderful talking to you. Unexpected and very inspiring, because I am going to be lifting heavier weights for sure. And I wish you so much luck ahead, especially with the High Rocks happening in Europe.
Yeah.
I think you'll knock it out of the park.
Please, yes.
Thank
you. It was wonderful talking to you, Anjana. Thank you
Same
so
here.
much.
Thank you for being a part of Invisible Work. And to you, Mama, hold that head up high and lift those heavy weights. All right? We'll see you on the next episode.